What up, everybody? In Ghost Season 3, Episode 3, Monet spoke this line to Davis. I need to see how exposed my family is. Me, Kane, you. Followed by some dramatic music. And I've been asking for feedback in my comments about this, and it's been crickets. So I wanted to start this video off by addressing this. What do you think Monet is trying to say here? Could Davis be Monet's secret brother? And once he went legit and got his lawyer's license, changed his name, and distanced himself from his family? The only reason I struggle believing this is because if Davis was Monet's brother, why would he demand so much money from her to represent Zeke? Then to look out for Kane on the low? Davis has already collected over $1.5 million from Monet, even though $1 million of that money was from Mecca. Also, in the police precinct when Zeke was being harassed by Detective Whitman, they pretended like they didn't know each other. But this could have very well been a planned act from the time Davis went legit to act like they don't know each other. So Davis can't be exposed for associating with known criminals. But I do believe there's something going on with Davis and Monet that they're not telling us about, because why would she say me, Kane, you? She didn't mention Lorenzo, Drew, or Diana. And if she was talking about her crime family, she would have definitely mentioned Tariq. Getting me to today's topic. How exposed is Davis McLean? The answer is very exposed. Currently, the DA and the DEA have a joint investigation to build a RICO case against the Tejadas, Davis, Tariq, Effie, and Braden Weston. And they're saying that Davis is not just a lawyer, but he is serving as the concierge of this crime family, and they're trying to charge him with collusion. The task force goal is to connect Monet and Tariq together, and Sachs just got a photo of Davis, Monet, and Tariq all together, which is most likely the evidence they need. I believe the reason they are trying to involve Davis in this case is so they won't have to face him in court when the case goes to trial, since Davis is one of the best lawyers in the country and has still never lost a case. This is a similar move to what John Mox and Sachs did to Joseph Proctor in Ghost's Greg Knox murder case. I remember one scene with John Mock before getting Proctor thrown off the case. He was in the hallway whining, saying, "I'm not gonna lose to Proctor again!" And this is how Jenny Sullivan probably feeling about Davis. I already mentioned that Davis has received over 1.5 from the Tejada family, plus whatever additional money she was paying him for the information about Zeke's killer. On top of the money from the Tejadas, Tariq paid Davis $500,000 for Tasha's defense and $1 million for his own, plus whatever extra he got from the blue diamond ring, and whatever additional money Tariq has paid to find Yaz and Tasha. So that is over $3 million in just 1 year from only 2 of his clients. To really see how exposed Davis is, we got to look at all the crimes he is involved in. I already mentioned the feds trying to take him down for collusion in a RICO, but that will require a pattern of history. The first illegal move Davis made was letting Tariq listen to the wire to identify Lauren. Cooper Sachs already knows about this and thinks that Davis also let Kane listen to it, but he didn't. Sachs thinks he did because how Tariq confided in Effie and Effie told Kane. Davis also double-dipped during the Jabari Reynolds, Detective Ramirez murder trial, receiving $1 million from Tariq for his defense and $500,000 from Monet to protect Kane. And though this might not be a crime that could put Davis in jail, it would help establish a pattern and would definitely cost Davis his law license. And the funniest thing is, in the video I made talking about Davis might be Carrie's accomplice in killing Carrie Milgram, or at least helping her in some type of way, people was really in my comments saying that Davis would never do anything to jeopardize his law license. Were y'all serious about that? I was trying to figure out if y'all were joking or if y'all were serious about that. And the next move is definitely a crime and also a felony punishable up to 15 years in prison. And that is dealing in stolen property. Tariq brought Davis Mecca's blue diamond ring that sold for $5.5 million. By accepting the stolen property, then fleecing it, Davis is just as involved in the crime as the person who actually stole it. Getting me to Davis' most immediate problem, where his past is coming back to haunt him. When he was only 21 years old and just got accepted to law school, he killed a man. But his brother Theo decided to eat the charge for him. Davis assigned Sachs to the case to get his brother out of prison, and Sachs has now figured out the whole truth that Davis was indeed the shooter. And this is when Davis shows why he's built for the courtroom and not the streets. Davis confessed the entire crime to Sachs as soon as Sachs began to put a little bit of pressure on him. Now we for sure see why Davis's family wanted him out of the streets, because he for sure wasn't built for that life. But unfortunately, we have seen this situation play out before, and it didn't end up too well. In OG Power, Ghost also had a really good and trustworthy lawyer, Joseph Proctor, who just so happened to also get too deep involved in the life, becoming Ghost and Tommy's concierge, and was feeling the pressure from Sachs and John Mock. Sachs placed an illegal wiretap on Proctor's daughter, Lisa Marie's backpack, and ended up getting a recording where Proctor lets his ex-wife die. Sachs used this information to flip Proctor and convince him to give up Tommy Egan. And we already know Tommy had to go ahead and cancel Proctor's Christmas party. And Tariq was low-key an accomplice in this crime too. Don't be surprised if Sachs uses this information to flip Davis at some point. Either though I don't think it will be immediately, because Sachs is already working as Jenny Sullivan's spy and doesn't want to blow his cover. But I definitely expect Davis to flip like Proctor did when the pressure is put on him, because at least Proctor was loyal to Ghost and Tommy until Sachs blackmailed him. Davis has never been loyal to anyone but himself until the mighty dollar bill. In Ghost Season 1, Davis was ready to set Tariq up to go to jail for Ghost's murder. And like I already mentioned, in Season 2, he illegally double-dipped, taking money from both Tariq and Monet. In another video, I already said that Davis was a Judas who was quick to play both sides when convenient for him. Other similarities between Proctor and Davis is they both got manipulated into working with the St. Patrick's. Ghost used Proctor's ex-wife's coke habit to force him to represent him, and Tariq used Zeke's IG to force Davis to represent him. Proctor had his cousin Benny to turn to for muscle in the streets, and the entire Savello family. Davis has Theo and possibly Monet as family. Remember, Proctor changed his name so he would have no association with the Savello family, and pretended like he wasn't even in communication with them either. And like I said earlier, Davis most likely changed his name when he went legit. In one of the prison scenes with Theo, Theo mocks his names and says, "What do you want, Davis?" And there you have it. Leave your thoughts in the comments.